So let's talk about ways to break through the ostracism. But first, let's go back to why this is happening in the first place. So narcissists use ostracism as a strategy to communicate dominance over those people with less social power. So they gain power within their environment. They really want to show others that you are a rejected person. You are not able to get into this group, or it's not approved to get into this group. There's the ostracizer, is kind of the one who is calling the shots, has the most social power, and is really makes the rules as far as the order of this group, what's okay, who we let in, that type of thing. Basically, they're the ones who have the most influence over this group. So how do they do this? They use open body language that suggests social rejection. Remember, this is done in a group of people. This is done publicly so that other people can see you are being rejected. So think eye rolls, their back is being turned towards you, contemptuous looks. It could be that they're looking or staring you down, or like the moment you walk by, they get quiet. So one of the tips you can use to break through this is to move quickly. I always talk about proximity. One way you can limit the exposure they have to you is to be mindful of their proximity to you and move quickly. If you see them moving towards you, you want to move away from them. Or say you are at an event or something with them, so you can't just leave, right? This event, you're basically stuck with them, but you can still move away from them. So I'll tell you how I handled this in situation I had with someone who was ostracizing me. So I was out with the group and I noticed that everyone was talking and all this, but at some point everyone in this group had turned their backs towards me. So where we were all like maybe like this, right? They had all like literally turned their backs to me. So literally they ended up moving like this and I was like back here. And it was so crazy, but I clocked it when it happened and I'm like, okay, all their backs are towards me. It's clearly being communicated. I am being excluded from the group at this point. So what did I do? I took matters into my own hands and I moved. Remember, I talk about being fluid. You got to be fluid in your movement. You got to always be ready to move, because the thing with tactics like these and social rejection and just even manipulative tactics that narcissists use, they usually put you in a state of fight or flight or freeze, or you'll use the fawn response. But a lot of times you freeze, you don't know what to do. I clocked it. I'm like, I'm gonna use the restroom really quick or whatever. So I excused myself and I just kind of used that whole use that time to just get away from the group, to reset, and I was just like, yep, I didn't have any plans going forward. I just knew at that point I needed to get away. So I went to the restroom. It was funny, when I came back, their position had changed back to like the original position, and now they were talking to me again. See, you got to use movement as your strategy. And so anyway, the rest of the night, there were no issues. We had a good time. I didn't clock any other ostracism, but you got to know that some people just use this to test you, but then there's other people who are truly ostracizer. There's some who are just the sheep, who they're not really ostracizers, but they're kind of just following along with whatever other people are doing, but they're not really ostracizers. And then you have the narcissist, who's definitely an ostracizer. So it's a good way to like regain your power. When you move, you can kind of see, and this situation will reveal to you, once you do regain your power, what it is you're really dealing with. Okay, if you notice that, hey, nothing else happened during this interaction, everything went back to normal, you're likely dealing with just some people who are trying to, use some power moves or just whatever, but they're not really narcissists trying to ostracize you. But if it doesn't stop, and as I go on, actually in another video, I'm going to share like many different things that they do, or ways to identify you're dealing with ostracizer. You'll see maybe you really are dealing with a narcissist who's really trying to ostracize you. So I talked about physically moving away, noticing the proximity so you can just stay out of their way so they're not able to shun you. So the further you can move away from them or be away from them, the less opportunity they have to actually shun you and ostracize you. Another thing you can do is to have a group outside of this group, right? So this is not the only group that you belong to. Yeah, you spend time with this group or with this circle of friends or this group of people, but this is not the only group you belong to. Be a part of a group that it has meaning to you, right? It means something. It's more than something superficial. Because a lot of times these groups, it's based on just superficial relationships. It's not anything meaningful or full of passion. Like the interest there, just strictly superficial. You know, authenticity is what wins. And the thing is, when you are involved in a group outside of this group, you won't fall for the tribal pressure or the tribal acceptance, right? You're firm in who you are, and you know that this is not the only group that you're connected with. Being accepted by the group isn't gonna make or break you. Like, this is not the only group you're connected to, right? Like, it's great hanging out with you all, but this is not the only network of people I'm connected to. And another thing you have to do is work on your body language, like improving your body language, because certain things make you a prime target for being being ostracized. Now, some of the things you can't help. So, like, some people just have a light on them, or they're marked, or they're just, people can tell there's something different about you. Like, that's something that you can't really change. But other things that kind of make you a target for ostracism is, you know, body language that communicates like you're not confident, right? So work on your body language. In one of the videos I did, I talked about like going into a fetal position. So you want to work on like unhunching your shoulders, not having rolled shoulders, and it can be hard if like your occupation supports like things that would kind of change and shift your posture, like looking at a computer all day, or like, you know, as you're looking, your head's gonna go forward and kind of tilt down, right? We're looking at our phones all day, so our heads are being tilted down. So your body's being trained to kind of look less confident, right? Head tilted down, hunch shoulders. So you got to work on like intentionally opening this area specifically up, and then focus on your movement and work on your body language, but work on just improving yourself overall. And one way you can do this is just focusing on your wins, and your achievements, and just doing things that just put you in an overall good position, period. Having good health, having good rest, working on personal projects and things like that, where you can just overall be just confident and successful, like by yourself. Like, you don't need the approval of this group or that group. Like, you're doing your thing, right? So just focus on your overall wins. That's gonna put you in a great position. Anyway, you're gonna have more leverage, dealing with certain groups and people, or just period. You're gonna increase your social positioning if you are just doing well in life, right? And then in order to deal with hostility, you have to focus on your movement.